Hi, Facebook friends. Helen Arcantu here, CEO of the YWCA of Northern New Jersey. So happy to have some time with you today on this Thursday. As you know, Thursday is a opportunity for us, and we share the mic with Black women in our community to share their stories. And both of these women actually have been on Share the Mic, but now we are bringing you a new mix of our work together at the YW, and so excited to share it with all of you and in this space together. For those of us that are parents, we know that we want our kids to have the best opportunities and resources available to them. And, very often for a lot of kids, that is college, on the list for sure. And the process of finding the right school, scholarship money, navigating, all that it takes these days to apply for college, to choose a college, the pieces of the application, everything's a little bit more complex than when I did it, for sure. And obviously a lot of it now is all done through technology, which is also different. So, very often for parents that are navigating this space, if they've done it before, it's now very different from what they know. But we also know there's a lot of families that they don't have anyone who has done it before them, and that they are that kind of first round of family members doing it. And so that also can make it difficult because they don't have a support of someone understanding the process. So I share all of this because it really is an important context for the conversation that we're having about a program that we're so excited at the YWCA to host and bring to you, that is been created by these two wonderful professionals, and through the work that they're doing. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We are talking about the launch of Jumpstart, which is a program specifically designed for Black and Latinx high school juniors. And we're going to talk about why this is such an important program and why it's so important very specifically for this group. And before we do that, and tell you about when it's kicking off and all the details, I want to introduce you again and tell you a little bit of background about these two great partners that we have with us today. So with that, let me start with Miss Rhona Vega, who is the CEO and founder of Parent Matters. She is a multi-award-winning community leader and entrepreneur. As the founder of Parent Matters and CEO, she is on a mission to help democratize access to opportunities by providing life-changing resources to historically excluded communities. Rhona is a social disruptor, a change agent, a thought leader, a dynamic motivational speaker, a success coach. She is also the founder of Imagine Me, which is an empowerment group that encourages women to focus on self-care and pursue their dreams. She is humbled by the following awards that she has received. Very recently, she was actually awarded the 2022 YWCA Racial Justice Award, that we proudly gave her very recently at our Racial Justice Awards. Also, the National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women Entrepreneurship Award, the Mayor Lizette Parker Community Relations and Professional Leadership Award, and the Zonta International Women of Achievement Award. Parent Matters has been featured in the Black Information Network radio show, sponsored by Geico, and the New Jersey PBS docuseries 21. She is also a founding member of Teaneck Tea Talks, which was created by the African American Orthodox Jewish communities in Teaneck to hold space for courageous conversations among intergenerational and diverse groups of women. She is the proud wife and mother of 5 amazing children. Or she is a proud wife and mother of 5 amazing children. And in her free time, would you imagine that Rhona has any free time? But in her free time, she enjoys traveling to connect with her people of African descent around the planet and encourages others to do the same. She is super excited to release her first 2 books in summer of 2022. One of them is called The Higher Level Method, What Would I Tell My Younger Self, Volume 1, and The Parent Matters Guide to Navigating Your Child's Education and Career Exploration. So happy to have Rhona with us. And I want to tell you about our next guest, also a good friend of the YW, Dr. Ketsia Alerte Sadler. She has a motto of know more and pay less, which she waves that flag for her college cafe consulting and financial education group. She founded this organization as a result of the college application experience that she and her husband Kenneth went through with their two sons, Andre, when he went to Syracuse University in 2013, and Arman, who went to Cornell University in 2017. The mission of her organization is to empower families with resources to make the college student decide a student decides to attend affordable. Through individual, small group, and community-based services, Dr. Sadler reaches many in her local community and beyond. She's also a registered nurse with almost 28 years of experience, and she has a doctorate in health education from Teachers College at Columbia University. Currently, she is in her 21st year, congratulations, as the school nurse at Dr. Leroy McLeod Elementary School. She continues with her other mission of helping children learn how to develop healthy lifestyles that will continue into adulthood. Her passion for helping others be their very best led her to become a certified intrinsic health and well-being coach. She has humbly received her certificate of commendation from the Bergen County Board of Chosen Freeholders, the Mother Faith Award from the Love, Hope, and Charity Club, Inc., the Nora O. Fant 2014 Luncheon, and COVID-19 Essential Worker Award from the Teaneck Englewood Vicinity Club, NANBPWC, Inc. Dr. Sadler has memberships in the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, Bergen Passaic Chapter, and the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Inc., Bergen Alumni Chapter, which Rhona's a member of as well. I know, making sure I point that out. She also serves on the board for the health department of Englewood, New Jersey, and worships at Mount Calvary Baptist Church in Englewood, New Jersey. In addition to serving others, she is excited to co-author the anthology, What Would I Tell My Younger Self, Volume 1. Ladies, first of all, kudos to both of you. I mean, as we always say, you know, when you need something done, go find a busy woman, and that's why we're sitting here chatting together, because you know you always make more room. And I know the two of you. I know your hearts. I know your souls. I adore you both, and I know that it is so important for you to serve. And boy, do you serve! So thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's our pleasure to serve.
Absolutely.
Well, our community is better for having the both of you in it, for sure. So with that, you know, obviously you're both involved individually in some really important efforts, and you continue to, you know, what I think is so special about both of you is you not only continue to serve, you continue to kind of reinvent yourselves and evolve yourselves so that you are, you know, learning and giving back, you know, within that. And you recently took your individual initiatives and melded them to work together. And the love child of that, I guess, is Jumpstart. Junior Jumpstart. So let's talk about Junior Jumpstart. How did it come to be?
Wow. So I'll start. Junior Jumpstart, actually, this is our second year. And I'm just so, first of all, I got to say thank you, Helen. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for having us. Thank you for pouring into me, even when you don't even realize you're doing it, and encouraging me. And it's people like yourself who have done this my entire life, and I'm finally, realizing who I really am and found my voice, and to be able to give back is just huge. So thank you for allowing us as two Black women to allow us to amplify our voice and share what we have a passion for. And Junior Jumpstart really was a knee jerk reaction, I like to say, to me being on a couple of scholarship committees last year and realizing that there was a low turnout, a low number of students applying. And it really concerned me. It actually brought me to tears because I've always heard people say, oh, there's always money left on the table with scholarships. And I never really believed it until I actually had witnessed it myself. And it hurt because I knew seniors, I knew parents, I knew these families that were in the community where I served on the scholarship committee. So I started doing a little bit of investigative work to see why and how come, and that kind of stuff. And it was a lot of different reasons, and there were gaps in guidance. There's gaps at home. There's gaps all over the place. And I thought, well, maybe if we have a conversation with certain people or a certain, it'll work. But I thought, I've done some stuff like that before, and sometimes it's like watching paint dry to go through some of the political arenas to make things happen. So I said, well, in the meantime, how about we grab some high school juniors right now and set them up and help them create and apply and finish as much of the college process as they can over this summer. From March, we started in March until September, so that at least we've eliminated that barrier. And maybe that if that was keeping them from applying for scholarships, then that won't be the case. So that's how we got started.
Well, that's quite a important kickoff, to have as the basis. Talk about responding to a need, and kind of what I appreciate about the two of you and how you started this. What you kind of just like banded together and jumped, and went with it because you really knew it had to get done. And so, what an impact you've already made, in your kind of maiden effort together. And I know that, we're excited to be working together and partnering together on bringing it, forward, and a wider scope and net of the work for sure. So we know why you started it. Dr. Sadler, would you like to tell us a little bit about kind of your, individual programs and, how they began?
Hi, Helen. Thank you so much for having me as well, and opportunities to share. Because, like I said, College Cafe was born by accident, helping our older son through the process. I was like, oh, I've been to college. I can do this. Oh, no, I can't. And so we found a program help support him and supported parents as well. And so I just started sharing. I think I get that from my parents who God bless them, they've gone on to be with the Lord, but they were always helping somebody. So I would share the information, and then it's grown into a lot of people who are getting information on scholarship. And I'm really focusing on the financial piece, because college should not break your bank. And so that's what I did. I send out emails on the different scholarships and programs. And along the way, I was introduced to Rhona, and we've become yin to yang. We're both on each other's mailing list. What she gets, I get, and we share it with each other and the community. So you're getting it twice. If you're on both of our mailing lists, you're getting the information 2 times as to what is out there. Scholarships, summer programs. Rhona really focuses on the summer programs and internships and exposure, which is so important to our kids. And as I was saying to her before, I've kind of shifted my gears a little bit, in that sometimes we realize that kids are not going to go to a traditional 4-year school. And the reality is the doctors, lawyers, engineers are going to need a plumber, mechanic, and a hairdresser. So when I start my workshops and talk to families, well, I tell parents, where are your child's skills? What do they do that they can do in their sleep? That's the activity you support. And if it's going to turn into a career, then we do that. So that's what College Cafe did. And what Rhona reached out to me to help her out with Junior Start this year, I was like, absolutely, of course, why not? That was a no-brainer. Absolutely not. So
Well, it couldn't. I mean, talk about, like, perfect together, peanut butter and jelly. I mean, you think,
Mhm.
mac
My
and
favorite
cheese,
sandwich.
whatever it is. I mean,
Mhm.
yin and yang. I mean, talk about the two of you, your individual work, and how perfectly they
Mhm.
marry, to be able to really give this full complement to students, in particular. And, you know, both, as I said, individually, what you're doing is so important, but putting it together makes it so incredibly powerful.
Right.
So I want to talk about the program that we're launching together and the details around that. Now, we specifically are putting this out there for Black and Latinx high school juniors is the focus for this work that we're doing together. Can we speak a little bit about and share with our viewers why it's so important to be focused in that space for this effort?
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
Go ahead, Ketsia. You go first.
I'll just because it's so important. Starting early and having that little bit of that jumpstart, which is what we're giving the kids, using the summer to get yourself ready for September is going to have a major impact on making sure that when you start in September, you've got the bulk of things done. You have the bulk of essays. You know which teachers are going to write letters of recommendation. If you need to take prep courses, thankfully now you can take the SAT in August if you need to, as opposed to waiting until September or October. So that's the importance of it, that you're not stressing in October. Oh my gosh, I need to get my applications out. What do I do now? I'm going to let Rona talk about her success last year because it's amazing. So that's why I was like, I have to help her out with it. So I'll let Rona even give you more information on why this program is so vital in the success that it has already had in 1 year.
Yeah, I'm so grateful. First of all, that Ketsia said yes. I think about that show, Say Yes to the Dress, and all the people that I'm just so grateful because how have you ever had like a girl crush on someone? You're like, oh my goodness, she's so intelligent, so smart, so phenomenal. And knowing what she does, and I'm like, wow, how cool would it be to work with this individual? Because I'm going to tell you, and I've said this before, entrepreneurship, even if you have the biggest heart ever, is a lonely space. It's hard, it's a lot of work. And even though I have this big passionate heart and I had this knee jerk reaction on how to, I literally jumped kind of off a cliff, off a building, whatever. And did this. And then I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Now I have these families' lives in my hand. So it was a lot of work. And thank goodness. We focus, as you were asking, on the Black and Brown community, the Black and Latinx community. First of all, because that's my community. I'm a mother of Black and Latino children, and I know that this historically excluded population, generally don't have access to a lot of these resources, and the majority of us just don't have that. And I started Parent Matters basically because I started exposing my kids mainly because I'm a little selfish. I'm a mom of five and I'm like seeing light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm like, I need all of these people to be able to pay their own bills and not be on my sofa. Like my brother was at my mom's house a little too long. And I thought, so I got to make sure these kids have some exposure. And so one kid was at UPenn for the summer because he only liked music and business. And I mean, music and baseball. And I thought, he may not eat, he might be that one. So I started investigating and I found this great program. He went for the summer. He came home and said, how come other kids at my high school are not doing the same thing? And so we go to a predominantly Black and Latinx high school. So I thought, oh wow, I thought we were behind the eight ball. And I was just come to find out there were a lot of people. I started talking to guidance counselors and directors and realizing that there is a gap, and guidance doesn't really have the time and energy to really focus on exposing kids to opportunities outside of the high school. So I started trying to fill that gap, right? With flyers, PTOs, etc. So our community, we're hurting. We're hurting. We see a many. I have a lot of friends who are, they're friends now. Thank goodness. These CEOs, these program directors who created pipeline programs to Wall Street and engineering and all kinds of programs, medical. Um, they did it because of their own experiences and how they saw the lack, right? The lack of Black engineers, the lack of the lack of Black coders or Latinx coders, and the lack of Black people in law, and so many different places, so many different spaces. And it's crazy because we're in 2022, and you think about progress that we've made as a community, but yet and still there's so many places where I find myself still the one only different. And my son, who's at Facebook right now, he started yesterday in his internship, software engineering internship, and I think that's his biggest fear, is being the one only. The first thing my husband asked him, did you see anyone that looked like you? So he'd feel comfortable out there. So it's important. This has got to stop, and we have to make some inroads to these pipelines. So that's why this program is specifically focused on helping Black and Latinx young people get to that next level, get that leg up, get that jump start on their college application, so we can eliminate some barriers and have more access to scholarships and more access to college or whatever their career next is. So, and Ketsia saying yes means the world, because I did this program last year literally by myself, and I begged so many people to help me, and they did. They had volunteers for this and that, and thank God I have such a phenomenal network. That's my superpower, is connecting with people. And they came through, but it was exhausting alone, and I knew I couldn't do it alone again. And I was just about to give up, and I got a call from a young lady who had reached out to me last March and said she saw me speak at a Rutgers business program, and she was from another county, and she needed help, and she couldn't afford to pay anyone. Her guidance counselors were super busy, but her dream was to go to Stanford University. And what could I say? So I had to take some vitamins and say, I got to do this, but I knew I couldn't do it alone. And I asked Ketsia, and thank God she said yes. And then we came to the YW, my God, and you guys want to work with us. And that just lifted so much of a weight off of my shoulder, because what if we could do what we did for this young lady and the other kids that we helped last year for more young people? Not only did she get into Stanford, she got into Harvard, several other Ivies, and it was just incredible. And then she got the Jack Kent Cook full scholarship, so she can go anywhere with that, and that's just incredibly hard to get. And she did the work. We made the connections for her, and she did the work, and that's what it was all about. And last year we watched the students as they were peer mentoring each other. They were on Zoom, but they were, it was like, what did Vanessa say, or what did Nisha say, or and so they were really motivating each other and taking each other to higher heights than I could ever have dreamt of, actually. So that was really incredible. So I'm excited to do this again. I probably would not have been able to live with myself if I didn't continue. So thank you to you both for being a part of this journey with me.
Well, and let me just add to that it was an easy yes on my part for the YW, because, as you know, our mission, is rooted in, dually in eliminating racism and empowering women. And, when we think about eliminating racism, for us, it really is, we've created a very focused, very intentional shift to doing systemic work to try to, impact the systems that we know are fraught with racism. And we know that, navigating the education system historically, has proven to be a place that is fraught with racism. And so creating this opportunity to help, work against that, and, collectively to create more Black and Latinx college graduates to help come back and really, change what those systems look like, is key for us getting to our mission of eliminating racism. So I just want to say this was an important for us to be able to, help, push out this important, this effort to the community. And we're so proud of it, and so proud of both of you, and excited to get it started. So let's talk about getting it started. We've had such a great conversation, and time passes so quickly. So it's for rising juniors that could benefit from the program. We have 25 slots, and they are going fast. So we do want to make sure that, those of you watching, make sure that whether it's for you or for someone within your circle that you think could benefit, that you get the word to them quickly. Here in the comments, we have the link so that you can register. And if it's not for you, you can take that, copy and paste it, and send it off in a text and Facebook Messenger, post it on your page. We really want to get the word out so that we can, make sure that we serve. But it is limited seats, and we do want to make sure that we get it out there. So tell us, how many sessions is it? I know we've got some great volunteers and mentors that are working alongside of the two of you each week to get us there. What can those who sign up expect come of it? As we're closing out, what do we want to tell everyone what they can expect with the program?
So I'm going to let Ketsia answer that, but I just want to say one thing just to make sure everyone heard you correctly. It's rising seniors, actually. So they're in their junior year right now, and they're going into their senior year. So the goal is to take some of the stress off the senior year by having as much as possible accomplished in their college process by the time they start school in September. That is the goal. And last year we did it. And, we actually, you see the graduation celebration banner behind me. We actually celebrated the Junior Jumpstart young people this past weekend while I was celebrating my kids. It's never just about my kids. I know my kids are like, why, Ma? But and it was so powerful. So many of their mentors they got to meet in person for the first time. It was just pretty incredible, and that's what we're going to do every year, to celebrate young people. I posted that celebration, some of the talk on Facebook, and some of the parents that have already asked and inquired about joining because of what they saw and what they heard, because hearing from other young people is just so powerful. So yeah, we're excited to work with your children and the parents. We really want the parents to be on board and understanding what's going on and a part of it. So we're excited. I'll let Ketsia explain what we're doing and how we're doing it.
So yes, we've got about 9 more sessions left up until August 28th. And the one thing I want to piggyback on something, the parental component is key for the college process. I've heard Rhona say before, and I've heard other parents say that sometimes parents kind of have this let go attitude when their kids are in high school, saying they got it, the guidance counselor got it, but they really, really don't. First of all, asking a 17-year-old what you want to be when you grow up is a daunting question, because most of us, even at like 40 and 50, don't know what we want to be. So that's daunting in itself. The whole process itself is crazy. And then throw the financial piece onto it. If a child is not doing the right thing, they're going to get accepted into a school that he or she wants to attend. And parents are like, it's going to cost me $40,000. I don't have that. But parents will do whatever it takes for their child to go. So we really want parents to be a part of it so they can understand the whole process. So in these sessions, we're going to have people coming on talking about the importance of the standardized testing. Schools are going test optional now, but while that sounds great, it's really not what it's cracked up to be. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to work on the essays, because if you're not interviewing at a school, your essay needs to be phenomenal. So that first line needs to be where, oh my gosh, this person needs to read it, because the admissions people have about 7 to 8 minutes to look over college applications. So you want to wow them with that essay. We're going to have other mentors talking to the kids about different careers, talking about the college visit. And then your attendance also, we want you to come, because when you come, you get points, which will translate into different prizes and things which will be beneficial as part of the process. So every week we'll be talking about something. One of our guests who came with our soft start is from Bergen Community College, Dr. Damian Davis, which has amazing programs. People years ago used to think that community colleges were not really, but let me tell you, if you have a child who has no idea where they want to go or what they want to do, Bergen Community is the place for them. They have 2 summer programs this summer that are free, absolutely free, tuition free, books are free, everything is free to get a handle on academics. So he'll be talking. So again, lots of gems and information. We're going to work on the Common App. That is that major application that a lot of schools are using. It sounds great, one application, but there are a lot of pieces to it. We'll be working on the applications. If you want to use the Common Black College app for about 50 of the HBCUs that use it, we're going to work on that as well. So everything related to the college process will be what we will be addressing during our sessions. They're not even that long, an hour and a half on a Sunday evening. You blink, you binge watch, shows on Netflix all day for 6 hours. We only need an hour and a half of your time in the evenings on Sundays. We'll be virtual as well. So it's not like you have to go somewhere. If you're on vacation, as long as you have Wi-Fi access, will be available. So we want all the parents of the rising seniors who are Black and Latinx in the area, and not even if you're not in the area, but we want you to join and come with us, because you'll be amazed as to how much you'll have done. Your children will start senior year saying, oh my gosh, I'm ready, I'm done. While their friends are stressing over the Common App and everything, they're like, I just got to just hit submit and I'm done. So
well, talk about a good use of your summer vacation, and that way you really get to enjoy the senior year, as you said, which historically is when most students really want to focus on really kind of embracing that camaraderie with their friends, and that last year before really going towards adulthood. So it really is a great opportunity to get this really important stuff done, and done with great mentorship, great leadership, great support, creating new contacts for yourself, yes, having a new group of friends that you'll be making through this experience as well, that you'll support network. So I mean, there's so many reasons. There's so many reasons. And let me also say, this is a wonderful opportunity, because not only do you get all of this, but there's no charge for the program for the 25 people that join. And there are incentives if you attend the sessions to be able to help offset the costs for what comes with common applications and other expenses ahead. So we do encourage you to get involved, to sign up for the program, share the information. For those of you watching, I always say, our viewers at YWTV are really part of helping spread the word. You're not just watching. We want you to integrate this into a conversation you're having, drop it in, tell someone that you think might benefit. You can always share the broadcast in case they have any questions, but you definitely can share the information in the link, which is easy to do. It's right here. I also encourage you, if you're not already doing it, follow Parent Matters, follow College Club. I mean, there's great, these are great programs. There's lots of information to learn from both of these organizations individually, as well as this amazing opportunity for Junior Jumpstart to be able to, have, this trifecta come together of, to be able to really push this out into the community far and wide. I know the three of us have spent a lot of time talking about this and more ahead. We are all, individually for different reasons, and collectively, I think for the same reason, excited about this opportunity. And, we are so grateful to be able to share it with all of you, and really want to make sure that this first class, of this partnership, is a great opportunity, and we can help launch these students, on their way to a successful, so that they have all the choices in front of them, and then they can have a successful college career. Yeah. So before we sign off, do you ladies have anything you want to share? Any last words for our viewers?
Yeah, thank you. So I'd love to just, piggyback on what Ketsia said, Dr. Sadler said about the process over the summer. One of the key things we'll be doing outside of just not just, but that's a big part, is the essays, is creating a college spreadsheet, which will help you create the list of colleges. So we'll start looking at colleges. We'll create deadlines, scholarship deadlines. So we'll have a lot of spreadsheets. So if your kids love spreadsheets or not, we're going to have fun with it. Some kids last year made elaborate spreadsheets, which was phenomenal. And so you'll customize it to your own like and need. We'll help you create that robust resume that colleges are looking for when you're in that application as well. Some people want to call that the brag sheet, but we'll put that in a format that'll help you, or help you put that in a format, and look at some of your leadership opportunities. The other thing we want to do this summer, there's still time to take advantage of some leadership opportunities. Some kids have had more outside experience outside the classroom than others, and these are, I believe, truly, just from my own experience, are the type of programs that help to get those, that merit scholarship and that money, and then those other pipelines that come after high school and internships. So we want to help you, navigate that. So in our first few sessions, there are still opportunities for you to apply to a couple of different programs that are happening either over the summer or in the fall of next year. So we want to take advantage of that. And there are some programs that happen actually as you're graduating in senior year. So there's so much, we can't even tell you all that's happening. But we want to tailor it to the students, and we have something called the College Connected Parent Matters, where we'll connect you to parents or students who are at a college or an alum of a college that you're interested in, because there's so much to know. You can't just walk on a campus or look at a college by on Zoom or on online. You really need to have a good feel, and it's really important that you choose a college that's a good fit for you. And there's so many components that go into that. So that's all. We're going to be doing a lot of that, and based on the interest of all the students, those are the guest speakers that we'll bring in. And so many of the students linked into these mentors last year, and took their phone numbers and their email addresses, and they walked them through the entire process. So this is a team effort, and we're here for you, and we're excited.
That's great, Rhona.
Yes, and I'm just excited again to be part of this process. My kids are out of college already. The youngest has been out for 5 years. So I'm just all about sharing. If you know me, I'm going to give you the information. So just to be able to work with Rhona to do this, and Parent Matters and the Y, thank you. Really appreciative of having your support. So I know I don't care when I met you, Helen, but we've been intermingling and meeting up with different things too. So it means a lot to have your support, so that we can help these children and their families be successful. So we're real excited about it. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
So again, I just want to make sure everyone's noting here in the comments, you have the link so that you can learn more about the program, and you definitely can register as well. We do encourage you to check it out. If you have any questions, we have a email that you can send them to, and we will get that information back to you quickly. Again, it is limited slots, so don't waste time. Guarantee that they're going to go quickly for sure. And so with that, we are so grateful that you could spend some time with us today to learn about this amazing program. Stay tuned for more YW TV next week. Lots of great conversations coming. And also make sure you stay connected to our social media and to our website. We have lots of other programs going on as well that both support this effort and launch into other areas, and we want to make sure that you have the opportunity to engage in all of them. So with that, everyone have a great day, and
One last thing, sorry,
thank you for your time. And Rhona, let's hear what's up.
Sorry, I just want to say, just thinking about this programming and how open Helen and her team were to us, this is such a good reason. If you don't already donate to the YWCA, please consider a recurring donation, a one-time, whatever you have to give. It makes a difference, because if you give, this is why we can do this kind of programming. So understand that it makes a difference, and thank you for your support of the YWCA.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. Obviously, our work is funded by the community, but your support does help us support efforts like this for sure. And so with that, we look forward to kicking this one off and getting more in place. So everyone have a great day, and thanks again for your time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.